In this world full of alphabets, there is one letter, so tiny, yet so powerful, that it can build empires, or destroy them. It can unite people, or separate them forever. It can give birth to love, or create endless hatred. That letter is the most selfish letter in the world. It is not long, not complicated, not heavy. It is just one simple sound, one single line, the letter I. Why do I call it selfish? Because whenever I grows too big, everything else becomes too small. Whenever I rises, we disappears. Whenever I takes control, love fades, peace disappears, and life loses its meaning. Think for a moment. Families don't fall apart because of money, they fall apart because someone's I was too proud to bend, too proud to forgive. Friendships don't break because of distance, they break because I could not let go of anger. Nations don't go to war simply because of land, they go to war because one man's I screamed louder than peace, louder than humanity. This tiny letter, I, looks harmless, but it is the root of ego, of pride, of arrogance. And ego is the most dangerous poison of the human soul. History has proved this again and again. Ravana was a king of unmatched knowledge, unmatched power, unmatched glory. But his ego whispered, I am the greatest. I cannot be defeated. That selfish I blinded him, until his entire kingdom turned into ashes. Duryodhana had everything, family, wealth, respect. But his I declared, I will not give even a needlepoint of land. His selfish I dragged the whole world into the war of Mahabharata, where brothers killed brothers, cousins killed cousins, and millions lost their lives. And even in modern times, great leaders, who ruled with power, lost everything, not because of weak armies, but because of a weak heart, controlled by a selfish I. But the truth is deeper. I is not always bad. I is like fire. The same fire that can cook food, can also burn down a house. The same fire that can give warmth, can also destroy forests. Similarly, I can destroy, but I can also build. When I becomes selfish, it blinds us. It says, I am always right. It says, I am better than you. It shouts, I don't need anyone. And in that arrogance, we forget that no human being is complete alone. Think carefully. A tree cannot grow without soil, water, and sunlight. A bird cannot fly without the sky. A human cannot breathe without air. Then how can a person say, I don't need anyone? But the selfish I convinces us of that illusion. And in that illusion, we destroy love, we destroy trust, we destroy life. A saint once explained, the difference between heaven and hell is very small. In hell, everyone says, I first. In heaven, everyone says, you first. That is the only difference. Just think how true this is. Every fight begins when someone says, I first. Every war begins when someone says, I am right. I am powerful. I am above you. And every act of love, every sacrifice, every moment of kindness, begins when someone whispers, you first. The selfish I separates us from each other. It makes us selfish, greedy, cruel. It feeds the ego, and ego kills peace. It blocks love, because love is about giving, while ego is about taking. It destroys teamwork, because a team is built on trust, on cooperation, on sacrifice. But when one person says, only I matter, the whole team collapses. And most of all, the selfish I creates endless suffering. Because as Buddha said, the root of suffering is attachment and ego. And both start with I. But here comes the most beautiful truth. The same I that destroys can also create. The same I that spreads hatred can also spread love. The same I that becomes arrogant can also become awakened. Instead of saying, I am better than you, we can say, I will be better than who I was yesterday. Instead of saying, I don't care, we can say, I will care more. Instead of saying, I want everything, we can say, I will share what I have. This is the transformation of I. From selfishness to selflessness. Look at the lives of great souls. Gandhi never said, I am great. He said, I am just a servant of the people. Buddha never said, I am above you. He said, I have found a path, and you too can walk on it. Mother Teresa said, I am just a pencil in the hand of God. Their I was not selfish, it was humble, it was pure, it was divine. And that is why the world remembers them. That is why their names will live forever. The truth is, each of us carries two I's inside. One is selfish, full of pride, ego, and greed. The other is selfless, full of love, humility, and compassion. Life is nothing but a daily battle between these two I's. If the selfish I wins, we live in misery. If the selfless I wins, we live in peace. So how do we win this battle? How do we conquer the selfish I? We conquer it with gratitude. Replace I deserve more with I am thankful for what I have. We conquer it with compassion. Instead of I want, say, how can I help? We conquer it with humility. Because ego talks, but wisdom listens. We conquer it with courage, by accepting mistakes. Ego says, I am never wrong. But true strength says, I was wrong. I will improve. And we conquer it with service. Because the best way to shrink the selfish I is to grow the caring we. At the end of life, when we lie on our deathbed, nothing will matter, not wealth, not power, not position. At that time, the only questions that will matter are, did I love? Did I help? Did I make someone's life better? If the answer is yes, then our I was not selfish, it was meaningful. So yes, the most selfish letter in the world is I. Because when misused, it becomes the root of ego, pride, and destruction. But when transformed, it becomes the root of growth, self-awareness, and service. Remember this truth. A selfish I builds walls. A selfless I builds bridges. A selfish I destroys lives. A selfless I saves lives. The choice is always ours. So ask yourself. Will you live with a selfish I that only thinks of itself? Or with an awakened I that gives, loves, serves, and uplifts? Because in the end, life is not about how loudly we shouted, I, but about how softly we whispered, you.